Hey guys, how's it going? It's Revenant Hero here, and today we are going to be going over the public release of the Legends mod for 1.18.2. Now, it's been a long time since I've made a video. I know, I've been kind of slacking in the video department, but we have not been slacking in the suit department for the Legends mod. I have been working really hard with my add-ons as well. You know, Spider-Man is officially out. He's not like officially complete. He's still a work in progress, so there's a lot to do with him still. Not like a lot. I'd say he's like 85% done. It's just the web swinging, the wall crawling, and a little bit of other things are not yet done, but they will be soon. So keep that in mind, guys. And yeah, I guess we get straight into it. Remember, this is a snapshot. So yeah, let's get into the mod. Alrighty guys, let's get into it. I'm mostly going to be going over the certain suits and stuff that was added to the official public release. This is the 0.8 version, so it's not like the official release. That will be the 1.0 version eventually when it comes out. So yeah guys, we're going to be going over the new suits that I've not gone over in my videos. So for example, if I just look in the chest, Spider-Man, Sasuke, Kakashi, Green Ranger, Black Ranger, Moon Knight MCU, Batman, Sam Raimi Spider-Man, and then we also have, I guess I'll go over Joker and Robin as well. So yeah, we're gonna be, it's kind of like a, not like an individual suit showcase video, but more so what's been added and what do certain abilities do and such, okay? So yeah guys, let's get into it. The first character obviously is going to be Spider-Man. You can kind of see it. We have the TASM 2 suit on, but I'll kind of go over more of the alt and such when I do the individual suit showcase videos. And yeah, it kind of looks a little bit weird with the shader pack on, I won't lie, but it still looks pretty nice. So this is the default Spider-Man model. And let's get into his abilities. So if we go inside of the Book of Legends, boom, 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 we go to, there's a lot of characters now, holy. We go to Spider-Man. He's gonna have a base health at 425, mana 130, stamina 120, strength 4, which means that I'm doing 14 damage a hit. Remember the strength value, you always add 10 to it, and that's your strength. Speed 5, acrobatics 10, fortitude 2. Actually, before I move on, I want to go over acrobatics. I have rehauled the acrobatics system. So now if you hold if you just tap your shift key, you have to tap it under 1 second, and then hit space, you will do a leap. And then, for example, if you do shift plus A or D, which is left or right, you will do a flip to the left or a flip to the right. So what you can kind of do with the acrobatics now is you can do a leap, and then you can do a flip, and then you can do you can also go back. So if you do shift plus S, which is your back key, you can also do some acrobatics like that, and it's so nifty, man. It is so good for getting around. Now, Spider-Man has acrobatics 10, so that's very high acrobatics compared to like someone like Batman who has acrobatics 2. So you'll be able to go much farther and higher than you would if, for example, you were Batman. Keep in mind as well, there is also a double jump I added, so that is pretty nifty. You could do maybe a little bit of that. Oh man, the combos are pretty insane, I won't lie. So yeah, that's basically acrobatics. There's one more thing I forgot to mention. If you are running and you run for 2 seconds and then hit the shift key, you'll do a slide. Now the cool thing about this slide is obviously it gives you more mobility, so it makes you a little bit faster, but it also, if you kind of notice, your player shrinks. So for example, I should be able to actually go under that. So I have to be running for at least like 2 seconds, and then, oh, I did it. See, now I'm crawling because I went under it. So you can go in between like a 1 block radius. That's pretty nifty. So let me go over the spider sense. Allows you to sense danger and dodge incoming attacks every 15 seconds. When an enemy is within a 15 block radius, you will be alerted of their presence. When more than 4 enemies are nearby, your spider sense will trigger more frequently. When blinded, your senses are heightened. So the spider sense works way different than it did in 1.7.10. In 1.7.10, your spider sense went off, and if you right clicked a block or something, you'll do like a roll. Now I have basically made the spider sense a little bit better. So I've summoned these scallions. Okay, it's gonna be kind of hard to get this like to proc at the right time, so I'm gonna summon a iron golem, and if I make him hostile, my spider sense will alert. Normally an iron golem will not trigger your spider sense, but if he is hostile towards you, he will. Now, as you kind of saw there, I did an auto dodge. Spider sense will allow you to dodge any projectile or melee attack as long as the spider sense is active, which is like 1.5 seconds. So you have that little bit of negation. Now, it will not block AoEs. So characters that have an ultimate that counts as an AoE will go through your spider sense and you will not dodge it. So this iron golem right here, oh, there we go. I did a little bit of dodge. So there's also a ability for the spider sense. My utility key, I'll go over that soon. But there is another way to use your spider sense besides just waiting for the passive to come up. And remember, if there is more than like four or more enemies, your spider sense will proc more frequently. Okay, guys, so that's the spider sense. Spider-Man has wall crawling too. As I kind of mentioned, the wall crawling is not done at all. We have so many great plans for wall crawling. It's just that we couldn't really get to it just yet, because we did say we were going to release the mod last year, and we did. We released it 2 days before the end of the year. So you guys, you know, all those people saying that we were going to release it like 11:59 on like the day before New Year's. Shame on you, man. We released it before. But yeah, so yeah, wall crawling, we have some plans for it. Maybe some wall running. I didn't say that. Did I say that? I didn't say nothing. Anyway, wall crawling is not done, but it will be eventually. But I can kind of show it off right now. It's basically the same as 1.7 right now. It's not anything good. It's just a temporary thing we added because Spider-Man needs a wall crawling. It'd be kind of dumb if he didn't have wall crawling. So he does have it. It's just pretty generic. Obviously, he also has the if you're wall crawling and then do that, you can also go under a ceiling crawl, I guess. So yeah, he has that, the wall crawling. Pretty basic, but it is what it is. Okay, so he's going to have acid resistance 1, which will nullify the acid corroded effect. If you don't know, Spider-Man was submerged in acid and it did nothing to him, so that's pretty, you know, fun fact about Spider-Man, he's acid resistant. I know, pretty cool. All right, now let's get into the abilities. As I said as well, the web swing ability is not done. So eventually we'll get to the web sling tether, but it's not done yet, so it's not been added. But just know there will be a web swing and a web swing tether. Now I can use the ability. As you see, it's a little bit better than 1.7.10. I'd say it's a decent amount better. So if you do that and then you hold right click, you can do some pretty amazing stuff. So as you can kind of see, you can do some kind of cool stuff with the web swinging. You'll also notice that even if you don't hold right click, it will pull you. As I said, the web swinging is not done. I'm sorry about the dog. But yeah, this is kind of what we got going on right now. The animations are still sick. I love it. I love that we have flips now, and it does look better than 1.7.10, so I call that a win. As you know, we are trying to make the web swinging even useful in combat as well, looking nice, I guess you could say. So we don't want the web swinging to just be this thing where, oh, it's visually pleasing in cities, but in combat is the most horrid thing ever. We're trying to have a balance, so you'll expect something like kind of what you see in the Book of Legends with the tether and the regular web sling. Web sling by itself will probably be more so looking nice than looking nice stuff, and then web sling tether will potentially be the thing where it's useful for PvP. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. That's probably what we're gonna do. Web swing isn't done, but you still can do some pretty cool stuff with it. So yeah, don't slack on it. You know, it does have cool animations mixed with the acrobatics. It's just so cool, guys. All right, guys, next up we got the web gadgets. We have the web shot, impact web, web bomb, trip mine, concussive blast, electric web, and the spider drum. Now, guys, this is not the full suit showcase, so I'll probably not be going over every single little thing like I just did. But here, let's try out some of these abilities. We got the web shot. So the web shots actually allow you to apply a web stack on them. So if I do the web shot, you'll notice how he becomes a little bit webbed up, right? And if we keep doing it, he'll get more webbed up. Now, there is a limit of 5 web stacks. Each web stack, besides the 5th one, will last a total of 3 seconds. And what you'll notice is that on the 5th web stack, they will be slowed for 5 seconds, basically stunned and staggered. But then after the 5 seconds are up, they can no longer be webbed for an additional 5 seconds. All right, guys, that being said, let's go over the next one. We got the impact web. Impact web is basically going to apply just 4 web stacks straight off the bat. The problem with impact web is that a lot of the times you might miss it. And it has a longer cooldown than, for example, like the rapid fire. You can probably do a web shot. But yeah, it does apply 4 web stacks straight off the bat, and those will stay there for, as I said, 3 seconds before disappearing. And yeah, that is the impact web. Then we have the web bomb. Web bomb is going to apply 3 web stacks to everybody in like a 6-block radius. So that's pretty cool at the web bomb. You can also throw at them, and it should do 4 web stacks to them. So if I do, wow. Okay, Iron Golem, you're about to kill me, my friend. So please be nice. So next up after that, we got the trip mine. Trip mine's pretty cool. Place that right there, and then if I just like move this guy over, he'll be webbed up. Let me try. Can you come over here, please, sir? If I like push you, will you go over there? Thing is, I don't think Iron Golems take knockback, do they? So I actually don't think this is the best mob to test it on. But oh, there we go. Basically, the entity will be moved towards it. There, it went up a little bit because there's like a little block in the way. But usually, for example, here as well, I could like grab a flyer. It's a 15-block radius. So if I, for example, if they step on it, obviously it'll apply web stack as well, and it'll bring them to that, slow them a little bit, and yeah. A pretty cool thing about the trip mine. I love the gadget. It's probably one of the most fun gadgets in the game. Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. All right, guys, let's move on. Then we have the concussive blast, which is pretty decent. It does 10 damage. And it's like a little bit of an AoE. I think it's like a 10 or 15 block radius as well. So it's pretty good. Especially against flyers or stuff like that. Then we have the electric web, which is going to do like 20 damage in total if you land it on the ground and they get like the full effect of it. A little bit of a slow as well. Then we have one of my favorite gadgets, my little spider buddy, the spider bot. Spider bot is actually really useful. Every like projectile from the spider bot will shoot them with 1 electro web. Now the electro web is going to apply a web stack on them, and it will also slow them a little bit because it does shock damage. So yeah, that is my little spider bot. And by the way, guys, the Sam Raimi suit, I'll be going over that shortly, does have different web gadgets. They have organic webbing instead of web gadgets. So yeah, but we'll go over that when I go over the Sam Raimi suit. All right, guys, let's move on. Then we have the spider uppercut ability, which is going to launch them in the air. It's a 2-block AoE radius, so it's pretty decent. That wasn't 2 blocks. But yeah, so that's the spider uppercut. I'm gonna be a little bit faster with the abilities, guys, because we have a lot of suits to go over, and this isn't an individual suit showcase video. So yeah, it does 30 damage though, so it packs a punch. It packs a punch. So next up, we have the spider kick. Where did bro go? Where did broski go? Okay, bro's just doing his own thing, I guess. I don't know. Then we have this. If we are in the air, as you saw, the putty launched me into the air, and it caused me to do a spider air kick. Now the spider kick can do different things. If you are in the air, it will do a spider air kick. One of 2, but they both do the same thing. It'll do 20 damage. If you are on the ground and do the spider kick, you can do one of 3 kicks. You can do that one I just did, which does 20 damage. Or I can just do it again. That's fine. It's a % chance. So I'm just getting very unlucky to do the same kick multiple times. Oh, that was the spider sweep kick. Spider sweep kick will basically prone them, which is like a stagger, It'll knock them into the ground if they're a player. It does a little cool animation. And yeah, it's a 6 block radius, that one, instead of the default 3. And then there is one more that I kind of want to show, if possible. There we go. That one is going to do 20 and 20 damage. So it could do up to 40 damage if they get hit twice by it. Obviously, that time, that guy only got hit once by it, so it only did 20 damage. And it does slow them a little bit. So yeah, that is the different spider kicks. In the future, we might add a little bit of a swing kick to it. So if you're attached to a web and you press the spider kick ability, you'll be able to do a swing kick. So keep that in mind for the future. As I said, if you look at Spider-Man, he is a work in progress, WIP, but in the future, he will be fully complete. So yeah, that is the spider kick. And then we got the web zip. One of the coolest mechanics in the game is this web zip, dude. So normally, if you just hit the web zip, you're going to do a little bit of a mobility move. Obviously, if you know what a web zip is, that's basically what it is. You know, you aim at the position you want to go to, and then you web zip to it. But for example, if you're looking at the ground and then hit web zip, you will do a web slam, which is sick, dude. So obviously you do that, do a little bit of a web slam. That does like in total 15 damage, I believe. That's so cool, dude. But that's not it. So if you look at the entity and do the web zip, you will do a web strike, which is so cool, dude. And that will do as well 15 damage. But that's not it. Crazy, I know. If you put a web shot on them and then do the web zip, even though I'm not looking at them, it will auto target to them as long as I see them on my screen. So as long as they are in my field of vision, if I put a web stack on them and then do a web strike to them, you know, that's so sick, dude. It's like from Marvel Rivals. It's so awesome, man. Moving on, we have the web fist. So if I summon some dudes here, use web fist, it's going to be a 10 block radius, and it's a little bit of an AoE. It's not really considered an AoE though, and it has a 25% chance to apply a web stack to them. So yeah. And then we have the Wrecking Ball. So let's spawn this guy in. Whoa! You are going to cause slowness to everybody in the area, and you're going to do a lot of damage, okay? You're going to do up to like... Here, let me check the Book of Legends for this one. It is, for the exact values, it's going to do 7 damage a hit. And then you're going to do... I think the actual Wrecking Ball entity does 20. Yeah, I think it does like 20 or 15 damage. So yeah, it does a decent amount. Obviously, you're not going to hit the Wrecking Ball all the time, but it is a pretty decent move. So yeah, that is the webbed Wrecking Ball. All right, guys, let's move on to the really cool thing. Let's use this thing. This is the ultimate Web Blossom. The amazing Spider-Man. And yes, that voice line is from Marvel Rivals. Oh, dude, that's so great. I love it. I love that ability so much. There's like a little bit of an after image too. So you are going to be immune to melee and projectile attacks while you are in the ultimate, which is pretty insane. And yeah, it's an overall really good ultimate. It does put you in the air a little bit. So the range, even though it might say 20, it's probably going to reduce a bit because you are up in the air. So keep that in mind. You want to like try to ult right next to them for the full amount. Because if not, a lot of times people can get out of it. So be careful with that, guys. All right, let's move on to the utility key. So the utility key, obviously we have the web shield and we have the spider sense. Now, the spider sense ability is like the passive on steroids. So if I use that and they try to hit me, I'll just do a bunch of rolls. I mean, a lot of dodging. Oh my god, they might kill me actually. Let me just quickly finish these guys off, and there we go. So yeah, the spider sensibility is very useful though. It dodges melee and projectile attacks, as I said. So for example, it could even evade Superman's ultimate or Thor's ultimate. So if you turn that on while they're ulting, or like before, it'll dodge it. So it's a very good thing to have. It does take about I think no, it doesn't take stamina. I thought it did. And yeah, guys, that's basically the spider sensibility. We also have the web shield. Web shield is basically going to block attacks, and yeah, so melee attacks will be voided and such with the web shield. It's just such a cool ability. Um, that's so cool, bro. So wait, web shield. This is more so from like I think it was like the Capcom versus Marvel games. Yeah, I included it because why not? So cool. It's not the most useful thing, but it's pretty decent. Also, you'll notice because of Spider-Man's acrobatic level, he has such high acrobatics. He will have custom roll animations that will also last longer too. So the roll will last longer if you do certain animations. This one, for example, I'm pretty sure that one lasts the longest. So as you see, it's active the longest, which is pretty decent because roll basically dodges melee and projectile attacks as well. So yeah, that's what's up with Spidey, man. I don't think there's really anything else I could really show you right now besides me going over like the official suit showcase for Spider-Man. And yeah, guys, let's move on from the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. All right, guys, moving on to Moon Knight MCU. Now, Moon Knight MCU, how should I put this? It was still a work in progress, so we're gonna add like a little bit more to him, some abilities, but overall his stats and such are finished. So basically, you'll notice if I set it to nighttime, he can actually fly. That's the key difference between MCU Moon Knight and regular Moon Knight. And there is something else I added to Moon Knight's kit in general. So even MCU regular Moon Knight, if I summon an Iron Golem, let's say maybe 2 Iron Golems, I can now throw my Onk, and if I... Okay, you kind of saw it there, but I can ricochet my Crescent Darts to other enemies. So if I place this right here, you'll notice it's ricocheting between both of them. Oh man, that is so cool, bro. I added this from Marvel Rivals. It's a Marvel Rivals mechanic, and I thought it'd be so cool if I did something like that in game. So yeah, it's not like in a fight you'll notice most people will kind of evade it, but it is a 6 block radius. And for example, if I throw it out, he's right here. If I shoot him first, if there's one near him, it will ricochet to the Onk. So yeah, this is the coolest thing ever. I don't know. I'm such a Moon Knight fan that this is like so awesome to me. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much Moon Knight. His everything about him goes up with MCU Moon Knight. So he has, for example, he has better regeneration 2 compared to regeneration 1. He has piercing resistance 3, so he is bulletproof and all that other jazz. And yeah, that's MCU Moon Knight. You know, he has flight 3 at night and then gliding 1 in day. So yeah, guys, MCU Moon Knight. Let's move on. All right, guys, I have added Kakashi Sensei to the Legends mod, guys. That's right, I just released him yesterday, and I released Green Ranger as well. So I've been kind of on the streak with releasing characters. So actual W. As I said, this is not a suit showcase for him, so I'm going to be very brief with what Kakashi can do. And yeah, let's go over it. So his first ability is going to be Lightning Blade. Pretty self-explanatory. You have to have Sharingan on, because if you don't have Sharingan on, you're going to get zoomed in like crazy. But that's just how it is with the Lightning Blade / Chidori. Kind of show that I haven't shown off Sasuke either. Wow, I've been slagging with the videos. I'm so sorry, guys. But anyway, that's Lightning Blade. Then he's going to have the Lightning Style Shadow Clones, which will attack hostile mobs, and then if you attack a player, they'll also attack the player. So yeah, that is the Lightning Style Shadow Clones. If they die, they will actually like do a little bit of an AoE lightning explosion that actually does damage. So if I can kind of show that off, I think. A few of these guys, if they just die. Okay, can one of you die, please? Okay, well, you're not. There you go. You see that? It does a little bit of a shock damage. And yeah, that is the Lightning Style Shadow Clones. They have less health than Naruto's Shadow Clones, but they are still pretty brutal. And yeah, that's what I got for Kakashi's ability 1. Ability 2 is going to be Fire Style Fireball Jutsu. You guys obviously haven't seen that with Sasuke, because I've shown you guys Sasuke yet. But yeah, so if I do this, it is a projectile, but also if you explode it on the ground, it does a little bit of a AoE So it does 20 damage instead of the 25 if you actually hit a direct shot. So let's do that. There we go. And yeah, that's pretty cool. Even if you don't hit it directly, which is pretty hard, you can just hit it towards the ground near him and it will do the damage. So yeah, that is Fire Style Fireball Jutsu. Let's move on to a swappable, which in my opinion is a little bit better for Kakashi. So if I do Lightning Style Beast Dragon Fang, it will, as you can see, it sends a little bit of a dog after them. It's kind of hard to show because of the lightning particles, but there is a little bit of a entity there. It's like a little bit of a wolf model, and that comes out and tracks him. So even if I don't look at this guy directly and I use the jutsu, it will go for him. It's a 5 block radius to where it tracks. So yeah, it'll track down your opponent. There was like, I was having a Kakashi versus Superman battle, and the Superman was flying away at super speeds, but he couldn't get away from the lightning style Beast Dragon Fang, dude. It's so funny, man. It's actually so hilarious. Now that being said, you could trick it, so you could shadow clone away from it or something like that. But yeah, that's the lightning style Beast Dragon Fang. Let's move on. The next ability is going to be Cyclone Kick, which is actually a very useful ability, because so the first tick of damage, the first hit will do damage, and then the second hit will do a prone. It's like a little bit of a sweep kick. So if I spawn some guys in, the second hit is going to slow them down, basically stagger them and stun them. So it's a very useful move. But there's a move even better than Cyclone Kick, which for the ability 3 in my opinion, which is one of my favorites, 1,000 Years of Death. That's right, guys, I've added 1,000 Years of Death as an ability. And what this ability is going to do, everybody in a 15 block radius, not everybody, but like an entity in the 15 block radius, you'll teleport to them and basically go behind them. And you're basically gonna poke them in the butt. Okay, I don't know how else to say it, but you're gonna poke them in the butt and you're gonna slow them a little bit. And yeah, guys, it's such a funny move, dude. It's such a funny move. All right, guys, let's move on from 1,000 Years of Death. Now, guys, before I can show off the Sharingan wheel, I gotta show you guys the utility key, which is the Sharingan. So if I turn on the Sharingan, as you kind of saw right there, it has a little bit of an animation. Activate the third tome of the Sharingan, allowing you to see the flow of chakra and predict your opponent's moves. Every 5 seconds, you have a 45% chance to dodge an attack, and it has a range of 50 and costs 3 mana every second. So if I spawn this guy in, every 5 seconds there is a chance I can dodge, like you just saw right there. So it is pretty useful, but it's only a 45% chance. So yeah, that's the Sharingan. Obviously, if I hover over them as well, it will tell me stats about them. So that's pretty cool. I'm going to turn it off because there is chakra depletion and I'm getting dangerously low. All right, let's go over the abilities. So first ability is going to be Sharingan Perception, which is kind of like Spider Sense. If I go near these dudes, I'm basically going to dodge every single projectile or melee attack. That's just how Sharingan Perception works. Kind of already showed off Spider Sense, so I'm not going to do it again. And yeah, next ability is going to be Genjutsu. A little bit hard to show here, but if I do Genjutsu, it is going to slow them down, and it's going to invert a player's controls and make it a little bit hard to see on their screen. It's a really, really useful move though. Inverting someone's controls allows you to use your ultimate. So it's a little bit, allows you to do a follow-up basically. And yeah, that is Genjutsu. Coffee Jutsu, I can't really show it off here, but if I use it on a player that has like a Naruto character on, I will be able to use their last used jutsu that is copyable. Some jutsus aren't copyable, obviously, because in Naruto lore they're not. So I can't make them do every single jutsu, but some jutsus they can. So for example, in Kakashi's kit, they'll be able to copy Fireball Jutsu, Beast Striking Fang, stuff like that. And yeah, let's move on. Then we have Deception. Sharingan Deception, if I go near these dudes, it is going to basically summon a shadow clone in my place. I'm going to teleport out of there, and go invisible for a few seconds and then come back. So it's going to avoid any melee or projectile attack and allows me to deceive them basically. That is Sharingan Perception. Next up is Kamui. I do not have enough chakra for this yet, so I'm going to have to wait a little bit. All right, guys, let's use it. So if I do this and then I do Kamui, it is basically going to do a lot of damage. I can't really tell who I hit there, so I'm just going to summon a Iron Golem here. And if I use Kamui, but I need my chakra, it costs like 50 chakra, so keep that in mind. But it has like a 50 block radius. So if I do this and I use Kamui, the longer I stare at him, the more damage it's going to do. Now, Iron Golem doesn't have blood, so it's not going to bleed out, but most players will bleed out. And it is going to do 20 damage plus however much damage you stare at them for. So it could do maximum 40 damage, which is pretty insane. It does cost a lot of chakra to use, but yeah. So if I look at this guy, if I look at him long enough, it will do about 40 damage, guys. Insane. All right, guys, next up we have is Earth Style Earthfall Jutsu. If I just use it, it will summon a Earthfall. It's pretty self-explanatory move. I just noticed I did forget to add the animation for it. The only move I didn't add an animation to. So it needs to have the animation. But yeah, if you are on the ground and use it, you'll be able to summon a little Earthfall, and you will be able to break it as well. I want to give huge props to Do Light. He helped me get the code for the Earthfall Jutsu. It was a little difficult at first, and he helped me out, gave me a little bit of pointers, hints, and yeah, this is the Earthfall Jutsu. It's not the most useful thing, I won't lie, but it does work. Obviously, you can kind of, I won't lie, use a lightning blade through it, but it is what it is. It will stop an ultimate if someone uses like Sasuke's projectile ultimate. It will stop it, so it's pretty good. And yeah, let's move on to Earth Style Headhunter Jutsu. I'm going to go underground, and if I like left click, I will basically pull them in the ground and stagger them and slow them. They won't be able to do anything, but I will. So it's a really good move because it also avoids projectile and melee attacks while you're in that. But if an AoE is used, an AoE will basically still hit you even though you're underground. Keep that in mind, guys. So if I do this, boom, I just killed them. And yeah, that's basically Earth Style Headhunter Jutsu. Obviously, while you're in the Headhunter Jutsu, you cannot jump or anything, so you can't. People can kind of get away from it if they like go up above or something like that. But yeah, Headhunter Jutsu is probably one of my favorites. So yeah, let's move on to his ultimate Lightning Cable. Putties galore. Wah! Oh my god, dude, that is insane, man. That is so insane, dude. Lightning Cable is going to do 80 damage, and whatever is in the cable, it's insane. It's insane. You will not be able to hit people twice with it, if you guys are curious, because it does last a little bit. Dog alert. My bad. And yeah, that is Lightning Style Lightning Cable. Let's move on, guys. All right, guys, next up we got Sasuke Uchiha. He's going to have the Chidori. Then he is going to have Fireball Jutsu. Already kind of showed that off. Going a little bit faster here. I've been taking way too long in these characters. They're just so cool. His swappable for Fireball Jutsu is actually going to be a continuous stream of it. So if I summon an Iron Golem and I do it, I'm going to basically do a little bit of a flamethrower, which is really neat. Next up, we got Shuriken Barrage, which is going to summon a whole load of shurikens at your opponent, and they do auto track. So we also got Fire Style Fire Phoenix Flower Jutsu. Pretty cool move. I like the shuriken more because it does kind of auto track. Doesn't do as much damage, but it's still really useful. Sasuke is going to have basically the same thing, except he's also going to have Coercion. I can't really show this off too well, but this guy, for example, is after me, but no longer is he after me anymore. He's going to basically go away. That is what Coercion is going to do. For players, it's going to summon a big nightmarish nightmare HUD on their screen. It's going to give them blindness as well, and they will take a certain percentage of more damage as well. So that's Coercion, really useful move. Next up, we got Curse Mark. Curse Mark is going to allow you to build up Curse Mark meter, And yeah, I don't really have time to showcase the Curse Mark V2, but I will when I fully go over Sasuke in this video. So that is the Curse Mark. It's going to make your jutsu do +5 damage as well, while Curse Mark V2 will allow you to do +10 damage, and you will fly and give you Onyx Chidori, which Onyx Chidori, if you guys don't know, is also just white. It does a little bit more damage, and it does give a slowness effect to it, so that's really good. Alrighty, let's go over his ultimate. His ultimate is a big fella. Fire style Dragon Flame Jutsu. It's gonna have a little bit of an AoE effect to it, but it is a projectile. So yeah, it's really sick. It does a little bit of a dragon sound effect and everything. You'll do like a little bit of an AoE 20 damage, and then the big projectile thing. So yeah. All right, guys, let's go over Black Ranger real quick. Black Ranger is going to have Mastodon Charge, but it's going to do 15 and 15 damage. So if I do this over here, wah! It's a pretty good move, actually. I'm not gonna lie. Earthquake Stomp. So if I'm around people, boom! Goodbye. Bye, Felicia. Boom! Chocolate has to be on the ground. So yeah, that's Earthquake Stomp. Really good move. 10 block radius, I believe. Oh no, it's 6 block. Then we have Energy Split. So I will do a little bit of an energy split. It will slow them down, so it's pretty much like your slow move. And then we also have Cleave. If I'm near them, it's like a melee attack that like cleaves into them and does some bleeding damage as well. It's really good. And yeah, next up we have Flying Spin Kick. This is pretty self-explanatory. Robin has this, and then he also has Sweep Kick, which allows you to prone everybody in the 6 block radius. It's actually really good, really goated. And yeah, and next up we have Charged Axe, which allows you to basically do +5 damage on your axe, and then your basically axe moves, so like Cleave, Energy Splits, Mastodon Charge, all do more damage because of the Charged Axe. Charged Axe will also be able to be thrown. And if I put that back, you will also be able to, if you shift plus right click with the Charged Axe, it will turn into a blaster. And it does way more damage than just the regular Blade Blaster, which does +5 damage. So yeah, this is really good. I still prefer the axe though, because you need a lot of moves require it. And yeah, guys, let's move on. So Dragon Shield, I already showed this off with the Red Ranger, but it does deflect projectiles and makes you more beefier in terms of durability. So yeah. Let's move on to his ultimate, which is Mastodon Quake. This is going to do around 75 damage in a 10 block AoE. So yeah, it's actually really goated. And yeah, guys, that's about it with Black Ranger. He also has block, and yeah, let's move on. All right, guys, let's go over Tommy Oliver. His animation isn't done yet for the morph, but it will be soon. So yeah, guys, this is going to be Tommy Oliver, the GOAT, the Ranger Legend, the Green Ranger. Now, this guy's going to have a decent amount of different abilities compared to the Red and Black Ranger. So we summon these dudes in. We also have Dragon Drill, which is our ability 1. And it does a decent amount of damage, and it sends you actually really far, dude. Really, really far. I'm going to potentially add a little bit of nice aesthetics to it. So keep that in mind and get ready for that. And we have Advancing Slice, so I need the Dragon Dagger out as some cool animations if you hit as well. So that was repeated kicks, my bad. If I do this and then boom, Advancing Slice them. It does 30 damage, I believe. It's a really good move for advancing forward. And yeah, that is Advancing Slice. Next up, we have Electrical Blast, which summons a big electric beam at your opponent. It's going to do 15 damage and 15 if you can hit the second one as well. And yeah, that is the Electrical Blast. And the swappable for electrical blast is Electrical Burst, which is going to do a big AoE of 20 damage to everybody in like a 10 block radius, I believe. Oh, or is it 6 blocks? 6 or 10 blocks. Oh man, that's crazy, bro. Green Ranger goes so hard, dude. So hard. All right, let's summon in another one of these guys, and our ability 3 is going to be Repeated Kicks. And that's basically going to be your slow move as well. And then let's go over my favorite ability, dude. Oh my god. Ranger takedown. So if I go up to this guy, I will basically slow them down. Do move in total does 40 damage. But I will, it's a prone as well. It also prones them. So if I do this to somebody in the air, I will take them down, dude. Oh man, it's so sick. I want you guys to try it. It's so awesome. All right, let's move on from Ranger takedown to Dragon Fire. If I have this in my hand and I summon an Iron Golem here, I will do a big little projectile of small little projectiles as well. And yeah, that is Dragon Fire. Let's try it one more time. Holy dude, so good. So good. Then we have the Dragon Flute. If you swing while having the Dragon Flute, you will summon little projectiles as well. But for example, if he hits me while I'm doing the Dragon Flute, I am immune to melee and projectiles during that. So if I do, I have to wait for the cooldown, but if I do it and he tries to hit me with it, a green reflect projectile will go back at him. So yeah, that's really cool with the Dragon Flute. Okay, moving on to our ultimate. Let's summon a bunch of these dudes. Dragon Energy Surge. That's going to do 80 damage in total. So it's going to do 20, 20, 20, 20. So yeah, this is, oh my god, it's such a good ultimate because it's like it's a 15 block AoE, and if you do swing while doing it, you will shoot out the little energy orbs. If you the Dragon Dagger as well, if you right click with it, will summon a small energy orb, does like 10 damage I believe, and then if you do it, you can also counter it. So if I summon Iron Golem, if they try to hit me here, I will do a little bit of a deflect, a dragon counter. So yeah guys, that is basically the Green Ranger. His class ability is actually going to be the Dragon Shield compared to an ability, so it's going to last 2 seconds and have a cooldown of 5 seconds. So yeah guys, that is the Green Mighty Morphin Ranger. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and let's move on. Alright guys, next up we got the Batman. Now the Batman's going to be really useful with gadgets. I don't really have any right now, but we have the built-in gadgets. So Batarang, obviously, it does 10 damage and then 10 damage coming back. We have the Explosive Batarang, place it down and it eventually explodes. The Electric Batarang, which is basically the same as Electric Web. Heated Batarang, it's going to set them on fire. We have the Smoke Pellets, which will basically blind them. It's actually one of Batman's best things, and slow them. And then, if I summon this guy here, we have the Gas Capsule. Oh, the Gas Capsule is what I meant. The Smoke Bomb actually turns you invisible. And yeah, so it's very good. Very nice, very nice. Then we have the Freeze Grenade, which is going to give them frostbite damage, which is actually really decent because it also slows them down. And yeah, that is his gadgets. Then we have the Flying Kick. We have the Axe Kick. Come here, Iron Golem. That's going to do 15 and 15, but it'll give them slowness 10 for a second, so it's actually pretty decent. I honestly do prefer the Sliding Kick though, because it does prone them, has a range of 2 compared to the range of 6 the Axe Kick has though. And yeah, the Cape Counter. I improved heavily. It should block any melee attack, and it will do a direct counter to it. So as you can kind of see there, I countered his attack. It will also send out an Explosive Battering if you do counter it. And then Bat Swarm. I will summon a bunch of bats to aid me in combat, a little bit of an AoE too, and I can also do my moves during it as well. Alright, let's move on. He also has his Grappling Hook. Phew. And then you also have the Gliding, of course. I'm not sure. Yeah, there you go. You could also do a little bit of flips if you spam the A or D key, which is very nice, very nice. He also has Acrobatics. And yeah, guys, I think that's the end of Batman. Now, guys, honestly, I think I might just make a Bat Family video because there is more to Batman with like other exterior gadgets and such. But this video, I've been going for 53 minutes and I want to make it kind of short. He also has the Detective Mode Vision, which tells you the health, respiration, and I think mana and stamina the other person has as well. So it's very nice. And yeah, he also has cool soundboards, which I will save for the Batman video. Oh man, oh Chuck's partner. Okay, hit counter. Ha! W. Alright guys, that is it for Batman. I think we are all done. We also have Sam Raimi's suit. I'll quickly show that off. Sam Raimi. The difference with Sam Raimi's suit is obviously, as you see, his ability too is going to have different webbings. Web shot I already showed off. Web cocoon is very similar to impact web, except it will from the get-go put them in a web cocoon, so they'll take increased damage. And it will apply 4 web stacks as well. It does less damage, of course. And then you have the web bullets, which basically fires a bunch of little web bullets to help you in battle. It does like 15 damage per bullet, but I think in maximum do 30 damage, I believe. And then we have the blinding web. You put a little web stack on them, 1 web stack, and it blinds them. So yeah. And then recoil strand. Pretty self-explanatory. Iron golems don't really take knockback damage. It's a very bad target to showcase it on, but it will send them backwards. Web punch. Every punch I do applies a web stack on them, and my punches do +5 damage as well. So pretty cool. And then spider web. This is probably Sam Raimi's best web gadget, organic webbing gadget. Everybody in there will essentially get webbed up. It'll apply web stacks to them, and so it's a very good ability. And yeah guys, that is Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Obviously it was kind of a little bit rushed. I kind of just wanted to let you guys know Legends 1.18.2 is now public. It isn't the official release with because that'll be the 1.0 version. I will leave everything in the comments section below, description I mean. It is only on Patreon right now, but it is public and free, so you will be able to download it even if you're not a Patreon of Tihyo or mine. And yeah guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know who you guys want me to go fully over first. Is it Spider-Man? Is it Batman? Is it the Rangers? Is it Naruto stuff? Let me know guys. There's a lot of cool stuff that was added and change, and I have so many stuff to go over, but I'll probably save that for a live stream or something else. So yeah guys, hope you guys enjoy. Let me know who your favorite character was out of this update, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.